Hey everyone, welcome to your weekly energy update. And this week we have the full moon in Cancer on January 6th. It'll be around 4:07 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so you can adjust that for wherever you're at in the world. And so, of course, around a full moon, we can really be aware of the emotions that we have, because it always amplifies the emotions, like it impacts the tides of the water. It impacts the emotions that we have. So we're always sensitive around a full moon, but because the moon is in Cancer, which is ruled by the moon, even more. A water moon impacts us even more. So be really aware of the emotions that you're focusing on around a full moon, because it is going to be expanded. Also, the moon is going to be opposite Mercury in Capricorn, which does bring in like this revelation of truths that will come in. And so for this reading, we are going to be looking into what emotional truths does your shadow want revealed. We'll be looking at that. Also, of course, being around a full moon, it is an important time where we can use that energy for unveiling and letting go ceremonies to release things. Usually you get like 10 that you can focus on, and if you really do a ceremony within 8 hours before the full moon, it prepares the full moon energy to release these things. Now, if you present your wish, kind of your wish of unveiling and letting go, in a form of gratitude, like thank you for unveiling and helping me to let go of blocks that stood between me and fill in the blank, that allows this energy to help you with becoming aware, with the unveiling of things that are blocking you, but also the energy helps you in letting go of it. When we are looking at a, new moon wishes and full moon release type of things, when we focus on the energies around the sign of the moon, it is even more powerful, even more expansive. So just briefly, I'm going to pop up a screen here that talks about the Cancer impact, the Cancer type of energy. And when you look at that, Cancer is the, house and energy of home. So it's your home life, even your physical living structure. Do you desire to change a location or living situations? Is it time for a visit to that place you call home? Or are you looking up sprucing up or changing the energy of your nest? Do you have a sacred space within your home that's designated for you alone? That's something to consider. Cancer is also about family. So can the family tree use some care, or are there chains that can be broken? How do you relate to your childhood? What can use some transformation or revelation in regards to that? Also, it has to do with a giving heart. Cancers, all of you that have Cancer in your chart, are you overgiving? Are you wanting to move from this energy of codependence to independence or interdependence? Also, because your water energy is coming in here with Cancer, are you trusting your gut or wanting to enhance or upgrade your intuition? As I mentioned, Cancer is ruled by the moon, our mother Luna. So what also can be transformed in your relationship with mother figures? Is it time to think about parenthood or how you can be a nurturing source for others? Also, Cancer loves food. What is your relationship with food? What can be changed about your diet? And also, the Cancer sign rolls over the breast, the chest cavity, the pancreas, abnormal growths, and digestive related issues. So you can bring all of that into this unveiling and release type of ceremony. So I do have videos for each individual zodiac sign. And for the reading, as I mentioned, we are going to be looking into what emotional truths does your shadow want revealed right now. So we're going to jump into your sign right now. All right, Taurus, this is your weekly energy update, and we're going to start off pulling a card here from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Any of the cards I use in a reading, I do list in the description box of the video down below, so if any of them catch your eye and you want them for yourself, you know where you can pick those up. All right, so let's take a look here and see what your shadow wants you to know about an emotional truth that can be revealed at this time. What would they like you to know? So for Taurus, all right, this is the one right here. And you have resilience, card number 21. Like that, we'll put this down here. And let's see what comes in here for you. So making mistakes builds resilience. I have learned my lessons from the mistakes I have made. I stand strong. I am an adult and I act with self-responsibility. And as we stretch and expand towards our intentions, we'll most likely meet resistance or, wait for it, make mistakes or fail altogether. This is where resilience, confidence, and our inner will come into play. We might ask ourselves, how much do we really want what we are going for? Does what we want align with our needs and values? Are we really devoted to having it? Do we think we're enough? Do we have the strength to keep going? While all of us at some time have to go through periods of imbalance and difficulty, even of suffering, it's important we learn to grow and rely on our resilience. And this is true power from the inside out. Building our reserves of resilience, this ability to stand strong and bounce back, is something that has at its heart wisdom and learning taken from experience. Having resilience allows us the solidity and yet the freedom to grow and to take that leap to the next level. It allows us to reach higher with a stability that makes things less risky and allows us to create with a bit more pleasure. Remember, mistakes are simply information gathering. That's it. The less drama and guilt and shame you attach to them, the better. The experience of failure or mistakes is simply one of learning. That's all. As we move around the lunar cycle and in life, we can see how things may have occurred before and that we have experience in how to handle them. Even if we don't have direct experience, we can build resilience as an insurance policy against being devastated by the opinions of others. While someone might say something nasty about us, when we compare this to what we know to be true about ourselves, it truly is no great hurt and really just a piece of information gathering. I like that. And the companion stone for this is azurite. And in fact, I do want to mention there's a quote from, I believe, let me see, I think it was Thomas Edison. Let me just find it real quick here because I do have it in my my computer, right here to the side. Let me just grab that here. Yeah, it was Thomas Edison that once said, "I have not failed 10,000 times. I've successfully found 10,000 ways that will not work." And so it has to do with our, the spin we put on things, the story we apply to things, the opinion we have, because everyone has their opinions. And so mistakes, I like that this is facing this perception of a mistake, that we judge ourselves as failing because we didn't live up to some expectation of some sort of some opinion of someone in the outside world. And this is allowing you to see that Mistakes are just information. There are 10,000 ways that something may not work, but you don't let it deter you from your path, from where you're wanting to head, from you finding and living your true dream. Because when you are living your true dream, there are no mistakes. There's just like, okay, well, that's just, something I experienced along my path of living my dream. It's not, I don't use it to define failure or success. It just is information. We'll see what else they want you to know here around this mistakes. And we're going to look into the Into the Lonely Woods deck here. Let's see what else we have. So what else for Taurus, please? Okay, nope, none of those. Okay, I do want this one right here. And you've got the ending that opens the space for the beginning. Yeah, card 43. Beautiful card, too. So I like that because that is basically every ending is a new beginning to another thing, right? So we'll like this. It says, you finally came to that place after so much grief and denial that it would be better for you to let go than to continue to hold on. And so you did. You watched it leave, and it never once looked back at you or returned to your hands. Then you began to find a way back to the self you lost when all your energy was poured into the need to stay connected. A beginning is on its way, made more magical and beautiful because you made space for it. The self that held on so tight had no space to receive. Now you know that when you let go, space is made, and into that space will walk the wonder. Wow. So yeah, definitely, realizing that there are no mistakes. Everything that unfolds in our life unfolds for us. This reminds me of tower energy, where there's this tower with a lightning bolt hitting it. And when we first see the tower burning down, we're like, oh my God, no. When we freak out about it, we feel like that's a mistake, right? Oh my gosh, this thing that's happening has to be a mistake, or I made a mistake because look at the destruction that's happening. But after that burns down, the insurance company comes, they take away all the rubble, and they reconstruct a castle in place of the tower because that's what the deal was. And you're like, what? You mean I get all that because that tower burned down? Like, yep. And you're like, thank God that tower burned down, right? And so we realize the ending in the new beginning, whatever unfolds is unfolding for us, even though in the moment we may not be able to see it. But later we'll look back and understand how it was for us and it wasn't happening to us. That mistakes don't happen. Things just unfold, and we'll see the whole way our thread is interwoven amongst the tapestry someday, somehow. But that's where trust comes in, that everything is unfolding for us. We're also going to pull from the Sun and Moon Tarot and see what else they'd like you to know about this mistakes and these what's been removed out of your life happening for you and not to you. Okay, they do want that one. And nope, they wanted this top one. Okay. So we'll start with this one, which is the Six of Cups. So this is nostalgia, looking back over old memories. And it's great because the Six of Cups does tell you that, one, that every moment is a choice between unconditional love or the fears of losing conditional love. And we look back at a memory. If it's not of unconditional love, then it's of fear. And we look back and we're like, okay, so when this thing happened, that person said that thing or did that thing, whatever mistake we felt happened, whatever, tower moment happened, it happened and there was fear involved because it doesn't feel like unconditional love. It's feeling like fear in the moment. And when we realize, too, that when the human in us, our little inner child, when it feels unsafe or out of control, it sounds an alarm and it pushes the adult out of our head, and a cat mind takes over. It hisses and attacks, or it hisses and runs away, or it hisses and attacks and then runs away. And it's not doing things that are intelligent and loving and caring. It's in survival mode. It's doing what it feels it needs to feel safe again and feel in control again. And when we realize that more and more about someone's actions were a fear, like swimming out to save them while they're drowning, they happen to smack us upside the head because their arms are flying around, they're panicking, right? And they see us and they grab us and pull us underwater, and we're like, oh my gosh, why are they trying to murder me? And we get them back to shore, and after they calm down, you see the adult return to their eyes, and they're like, hey, I didn't know that was you, because it wasn't personal what they were doing. And so when we go back and we look at these old emotions, we see that they were of fear. And so we don't take their actions as personally. We don't take the situation. We look at the situation differently, look at them differently. We look at ourselves differently too. And so there's this transformation of memories, realizing those that were of fear and not of unconditional love. And then we can see that we were in fear too, acting a little catty, hissing, right, or running away. And then we transform our memories, we transform our perspective of ourselves through all of that as well. All right, and then you have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. So the Five of Pentacles is looking at our worth in a different way, understanding, that maybe at some point we feel abandoned, left behind, left out in the cold. Usually they're in snow in these cards. But this is a transformation of where our worth comes from, where our sustenance moment to moment comes from, not from the outside world who may be keeping track of what we are doing and not doing according to their rules. Because, when people go into cat mode and fear, they'll withdraw support from us. And so we worry about, am I going to have my sustenance? Because aren't they who brings it to me? And then we learn with this 5, this number of change, that it's the source, it's the creator who brings us what we need in each moment. And they have unlimited resources. They just happen to send it through humankind from time to time. But they're just the delivery company. They're not the ones that are bringing it to us, sending it to us. And that love that from up above is eternal, means it never ends, and it's unconditional, which we can never lose it. So we don't have to be in fear of not having enough in each moment. We always will have what we need every single second because we can trust the creator. May not have everything we want, may not have all future needs right now, but we'll have what we need in this moment, and that we can trust. Then we have the 6 of Wands, and the 6 of Wands is drive, ambition, inspiration, passion. But it is, like it says here, it's victorious. It's also recognition that you are seen, with all of this, changing, all the stuff that's happening. You are not alone. You are supported. You are surrounded by a great group of host of beings of unconditional love and light that see you. They see every struggle you've been through, and they are, of course, proud of you because you have overcome 100% of every single one of them, or you wouldn't be watching this video right now. So they're proud of you for what you've done, and they also want to let you know that you're not alone. You have victory. You are moving forward. Another victory card, the World card, also ending of old cycles and beginning of new ones coming in. So you're starting to let go of the old ways of how you're looking at things and transforming this and really stepping into your power. Now, we're also going to pull an archetype card here. We're just going to see what personality, it could be more than one person that has the same type of personality that interacted with you here. But the one that, gave you this judgmental feelings of mistake. Look all the mistakes you're making. Little Judge Judy, whatever archetype this is, they're the ones that brought in this extreme judgment for you and taught you it and ignited it for you. And we're just going to take a look here to see what else that your shadow wants you to know about this, sparking this individual that began this pattern for you, the cycles for you. Yeah, and you got a priest. Well, that would make sense. There's priests of all kind. Now, these have a shadow element and a light attribute. The shadow attribute is when they were in fear, how they created this for you, right? Because when they're in fear, they violated the trust of your spiritual community. It's being seduced by their own spiritual role. So individuals that had, a priest, of course, could be a spiritual leader in organized religion who had a bunch of roles: judgment, 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 punishment, 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 hellfire, or a bunch of rules that you had to obey. But, a priest can also be, that's a spiritual leader, but it can be a leader in any kind of community that brought up this thought and this feeling of you are judged, you have a lot to live up to, you're not living up to it. And so it's that kind of energy that came in. It's like you're literally hellfire. If you don't do it, you're going to end up in hell. Or if you don't do it, Santa's not going to bring you any presents. It's this punishment around making a mistake kind of thing. But when you transform this and you step into the light attribute of this energy, you transform these memories, you get to take on these where you facilitate spiritual commitments. You serve as a channel of spiritual energy. So in setting yourself free, realizing and embracing and facing these, the fear of making a mistake and letting things down, it sets you free where you are able to set other people free, and you're able to bring in spiritual freedom and other type of freedom to other individuals as well. So I like what you do with the energy. We're also going to look from the True Heart Intuitive Tarot, see what else they want to know about this priestly interactions as well. So let's take a look. What else would you like Taurus to know? All right, those are it. I think there's 4 there. Nope, there's 3. So I think there's usually 4. Let's see, 4 or 5. Here's 4. Okay. And you have the 8 of Cups. Yeah, so you are ready to walk away, leaving behind the emotions that no longer serve you. So you are ready to move beyond that. The 8 of Cups, they head off to the 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. So you are leaving old emotions behind to step off into something that is more in alignment with what your true wish, your emotional fulfillment in the world. Yeah, and here's the 4 of Cups. So definitely the 3 cups are the old ways, the old emotions that you used to feel. But the 4th cup you're being given there is the chalice. It's the Holy Grail. It's full of the unconditional love from up above, that which is that we talked about, the unconditional and the eternal. So you are through this process really, really understanding what unconditional eternal love is, and not all of these cups, all of these small t truths, these small cups of conditional love that were bitter and not satisfying. Those 3 cups, usually it's someone looking at them bored, like they're not fulfilling. But this is bringing in this wonderful, wonderful awareness of that. Yeah, and 10 of Pentacles. So you definitely feel whole and complete through this. And the 10 of Pentacles, too, has this family tree energy around it. Usually has like the Kabbalah tree of life, which for me just is reminiscent of our tree, our family tree, meaning like whatever was passed down here, whatever of these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, if it wasn't from an actual priest, maybe it was regurgitated through family around, religion and organized religion and morals and all this long list of rules. But it's like you're breaking the chains. You're able to stop the continual passing down of those from generation to generation of these cages, feeling small and feeling restricted. Yeah, and here's the Justice card. Yep, so you have the Ace of Swords up here, which is balancing out. You're cutting away. Actually, she's standing on the Ace of Swords. Sorry. Old man eyes kicking in. But it is about cutting away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that no longer serve you, and seeing that you're balancing out this out of balance way of looking at life that's so much from the small t truths of the human world. And so much of it comes to us through organized religion and spirituality. And I usually tell people, they're like, well, how do you know what's of God and what's not then? When mankind gets involved in things, it muddles everything. It muds it up. It takes away clarity. And I usually say, when you're reading any religious text or having any kind of spiritual conversation, the litmus test that seems to work for me is, if it is of unconditional love, then that is of the creator in the spirit realm. If it has any type of fear involved in it, then it is of the human conditional world and is not of the upper realms. That's just of mankind here and of ego. And so, if it's like, well, if you, like I was talking to someone that was raised in Hinduism, and they're like, yeah, they're told eating meat is a sin and that you can get punished for it. And I'm like, well, that doesn't sound like unconditional love. So that would be of fear and of man, not of the higher realms. Now, it doesn't mean that I agree whether you should or should not eat meat. It's just like, well, that belief is of fear. But if you make a conscious choice of going like, I don't want to eat animals, it was like, okay, no harm, no foul. You get to choose what you want. But when you're doing it out of fear of punishment, that's different, right? All right. So we are going to pull here from the Naked Heart Tarot and get your final messages on what Spirit wants you to know, what your shadow wants you to know around this situation here. Okay. So do you want those and that one? Okay. I feel like there's one more, at least. Okay, none of those. All right, there it is. All right, so you have the Heart of Wands, which is the Queen of Wands. So she very much connects to the spirit realm because she not only rolls over fire, but is given water. So she does have this spiritual connection where she trusts what she hears from within. She trusts her gut, and then she applies her energy towards that. So first, she understands what the truth is, the capital T truth, and then she takes action toward it. So I love that card coming in here with all of these. Oh, actually, you did already have 4. So we'll have these together because you do have the shadow here coming up. And the main thing they wanted to show you is the 9 of Wands, which is the resilience card. It's about knowing that even when you're bouncing up against these energetic blocks, that you have more power than you think you do. Because one of those wands that's making the wall is your Ace of Wands here that you have. It's your power, your ability to focus your energy and have things unfold, because wherever we focus our energy is what expands and grows. And so when we're focusing on fears, those grow. When we focus on love, that grows. And so there is this empowerment that comes through this understanding of what a mistake is, and this judgment, this fear around mistake, that it's just information. It's not really, there really are no mistakes. Everything happens on purpose, for a purpose. This brings in power for you. No longer when something happens, we don't take it into judgment and spiral down. We just look at it and go, oh, okay, thank you, information. I get to decide what anything means though. And here you have the Innocence of Swords. So this is connecting to the capital T truths. It's the Page of Swords in the Standard Tarot. So new thought, new belief, new mindset that is unfolding through this experience that does truly set you free. And then you have the Heart of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. So 2 queens here. This one, of course, with the Pentacles, she does show you new ways of looking at your worth in relation to the outside world. But she also, it's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and it really brings you back to you, your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your capital T truths, and not so much taking out from all of the opinions of fear of the outside world. She's abundant, she's new birth, she's wholeness, completeness. So a lot of new birth coming in here and a lot of movement forward in how you're using your energy. Like Thomas Edison, no, I don't look at it as 10,000 mistakes. I found 10,000 successful ways that it didn't work. So when you realize your power, your life transforms, and you don't let things that happen in the outside world get you down, because it's just information. It's not judgment. You don't allow it to be a judgment for you. You get to decide. You have the power. So I love this for you, Taurus. Now, if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign, pick a card readings, and several other types of videos throughout the month. And if you don't want to miss out on any of those and get updated immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button, and then by clicking the subscribe button, you're given access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, there is an option for all, which if you select that, you are given the option, for all, and it does two things. One, it will tell you immediately when I post new videos, and two, it will also tell you when I go live on YouTube to provide free readings. I know. In addition to all of that, it also helps spread the Zen Love. And it helps my channel grow in significant ways. Because when you like or share one of my videos, comment on one of my videos, subscribe to my channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so crazy, giddy, happy, excited, wants to automatically share my videos with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of that, please know I'm very, very grateful. And these are general readings. If you want even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box of the video down below. All right, Taurus, as you go through this amazing week, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing week. We'll be talking soon, I'm sure. And in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.